This NFL free agency period has been absolutely insane. And at first, I was going to talk about all the biggest moves and how those moves are going to impact the league, like Russell Wilson getting traded to the Broncos. But then, I saw the reports that the best receiver in all of football, and my favorite receiver of all time, Davante Adams, has been traded by my Green Bay Packers to the Las Vegas Raiders. So once I saw that, I decided to switch this video up and only focus on the Davante Adams trade because that is the only thing I currently care about in life. So, here's what happened. Today, March 17th, 2022, Adam Schefter broke the news that the Packers were trading Davante Adams to the Las Vegas Raiders for 2 prime 2022 picks. We now know that those picks for the Raiders are the first and second rounders for this upcoming draft. As a Packers fan myself, this report came as a complete shock. Once Aaron Rodgers returned, I thought for sure Tay would be staying with the Packers for quite some time as well, but I was greatly mistaken. Originally, I thought the Packers wouldn't give Adams the contract he wanted, and that's why we had to franchise tag him and couldn't get the extension done quickly. But then reports came out saying the Packers were willing to offer him more than the Raiders, but Adams wanted a change of scenery, which caused the Packers to trade him. After seeing this report from NFL insider Tom Pelissero claiming Adams wanted, quote, a change of scenery, it just makes me wonder what has been going on in Green Bay and how did all of this change and happen so quickly. In late December, just 3 months ago, Adams was asked if Rodgers' decision on where he will play next year will impact Adams' decision, and Adams' response to this was, "Why wouldn't it? I'm playing with the best quarterback in the game. There's nothing other than having a connection that I built up with my guy and playing a certain way. So there's that expectation. There's that friendship I built up in there." He added at the end that he, quote, loves being a Packer. From that press conference, I feel as though it made it seem he loves playing with Rodgers and the Packers and wouldn't be against staying if Rodgers were to stay as well. So can somebody please tell me what in the hell happened? Why, it was that once Rodgers comes back, Adams no longer wants to stay with him in the organization? I know he didn't want to play on the franchise tag, and he wanted to be the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, but if the reports are true from Tom Pelissero, then the Packers were completely willing to do that and make him exactly that, the highest paid receiver in the NFL. So once again, I just don't see what it is that changed from the time he said he loved being a Packer in late December and now when he wouldn't return to Green Bay and had to get traded. With the trade, the Raiders reunite Adams and his college quarterback, Derek Carr. The two of them played together at Fresno State. And now the Raiders have tons of offensive weapons going into next year with Hunter Renfrow, Davante Adams, Josh Jacobs, and Darren Waller. And for the Packers side, oh boy, do they have nothing. They have Aaron Rodgers, which is of course a great start, along with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, which is great in the backfield. But outside of that, they don't really have anything. For years now, people have been saying the Packers need a number 2 wide receiver to pair with Adams and give Rodgers that second option, and the Packers just never really got that. So now that they got rid of Adams, they have no real receiving threats. Their number 1 wide receiver is now Allen Lazard, which is just not going to cut it for a team that wants to win a Super Bowl. The trade cleared up $21 million in cap space for the Packers, giving them a grand total of $21 million, and it is time to spend a lot of it. They're expected to re-sign cornerback Rasul Douglas with the recent cap space increase, but then they need some offensive threats as well. The best remaining options at wide receiver that are still free agents are Julio Jones, Jarvis Landry, Will Fuller, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Odell Beckham Jr. All these guys have a bit of risk with them, especially Odell, considering the fact he tore his ACL in the final game of the season last year, but we'll just have to see what they do. The Packers have to sign at least one of these 5 guys and then probably use one of their now 2 first-round picks to draft a wide receiver as well this year. They are praying USC's wide receiver Drake London can fall to them at their pick 22 that they got from the Raiders, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. These 2 teams are going to look very different next season, and it will be very interesting to see how the Packers offense performs without Adams and how Adams performs without the Packers. As a Packers fan, I'm still of course crushed by this trade, as Adams was my favorite receiver of all time and the best receiver in football. But I mean, it is what it is. I just have to look forward to the next great player that comes into Green Bay. That's all I've got for you guys on this one. Remember to subscribe because I still have a lot more NFL offseason to cover.